Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. I'm so glad you're here. Well, what do we got going on in the markets? This is the moment of truth, the moment of truth week, right? Okay, so we pushed right up into the 50-day moving average. Now we have to get through that if the bulls are going to take over, if the moon boys are going to push this to a new high. And it's possible they will. Now here's how they do it, right? That one way they do it is with stock buybacks. Stock buybacks. Okay, so Apple Computer came out and announced the largest buyback ever, right? $110 billion. Google, $70 billion. These stock buybacks push the market higher. And they're going to try to get it through this 50 days so they can take another run up to the record highs. Now, they may even go a little bit higher than that. It's a possibility. I'm not discounting that, right? Now, if they can't push it through the 50-day with all these announcements, then they got a lot of trouble because there's a lot of room to the downside for it to fall. They have to get it through the 50-day moving average. And that's what's going to happen this week. It's going to be the moment of truth. Maybe they do it. The Moon Boys think they will. Time will tell. Okay, so a lot of people get upset when I talk about the real estate market. Now, I'm a real estate broker, full disclosure, and people get upset when I say it's going to come down by 40%. And people say, but Mike, you got this all wrong. Why would anyone ever listen to you? You've been wrong, Mike. You've been wrong. It hasn't come down by 40%. You never get it right. It's never going to be right. Look at, I only get to get this right one time. When it comes down by 40%, that's it, right? I mean, people think it's going to bounce right back up. It's not going to bounce right back up. It's going to take 10, 12, 15 years to get back to where we are now, to get back to the price where Billy Bob got out at. Now, I don't even know why they listen to the channel, but that's all I'm telling them is you might want to prepare because eventually this house of cards is going to come down. Now, anyone can do the math on this stuff, right? A fifth grader can do the math. We're paying over $1 trillion just on the interest right now, right? But next year this time we'll be paying $2 trillion on the interest of the debt, right? That's bigger than the defense budget. That's bigger than the Social Security budget, bigger than the Medicare budget. Interest will be the number one expense for the government. This is not sustainable. A fifth grader could figure this out. Eventually, it's going to come crashing down. This is why you have to bet against the debt. Have to bet against the debt. Now, how do you do that? You do that with assets. Now, a lot of you can't afford gold. I get that. But a lot of you can afford to buy an ounce of silver. Less than $30 to get an ounce of silver in your hand. That's a start. Maybe you start one a week. I don't know how much time we have left. Some people say we have 5 years left. I don't think so. Some people say we have less than that. I think it's about 3 years maximum. Between now and 3 years, Tall Mike's going to be right. And at that point, the people that think I'm an idiot, they're going to go, oh crap. Tall Mike was right. And it's already starting to change. Okay, so I do think that house prices are going to come down by about 40% from where they are. Now, a lot of states, there's no longer this low inventory problem. A lot of states are back to normal inventory. Inventory just like there was before the pandemic. Now, what happens when inventory increases? Well, it takes longer for properties to sell. They sit on the market, and eventually the seller, they have to mark them down. So prices will start to come down. Now, here's the thing. Okay, on the way up, right? The way up. Okay, so houses, they've had a great run, right? I mean, what, since 2012, 10, 14-year, 12-year run, right? Okay, all right, 2012, they bottomed out, and we've gone straight up for 12 years. Okay, now if you bought back in 2012, you did really well, right? Okay, now the thing is, the people that have bought in the last 2 years, it's kind of been more of a flatlining. And there's been a lot of buyer's remorse. 78% of buyers that bought in the last 2 years, they're not so happy about it. As a matter of fact, they're starting to sue. Who do they sue? They sue the dumb realtor, right? Okay, the lawsuits in real estate are gone up 30% year over year. You go to mediation, they go to lawsuits, 30% increase just in the last year. Why? Because the buyers are unhappy. Look at when the market's screaming higher, there's no lawsuits. You have to prove that you were damaged, right? But as long as the market moves higher, the dumb broker will go, hey, I'll buy it back. Well, no, I don't want you to give it back. Costs a lot more now, right? So there's no lawsuits. But when the market starts to go down, these lawsuits start to pop up because you can prove that you have a loss. You can prove that you've been harmed. So the lawsuits have jumped up by 30%, and the amount they're asking for has gone up by about 20%. It's up to $165,000 is what most of the buyers are asking to get back. And who they target? The dumb realtor, the seller, they target everybody. But they pull everybody into the lawsuit, and they expect us to bail them out of their bad decision, because in the last 2 years, it's kind of been a bad decision. If the house price doesn't go up, it's a bad decision, even if we flatline. Why is it a bad decision if house prices aren't going down? Because it's cheaper to rent by about 50%. So if house prices don't continue to go up, it's a bad decision to buy. And in the last 2 years, it's been a bad decision. Almost 80% of buyers regret buying, right? But everybody will tell you that Mike's got this all wrong. He's got this all wrong. He's wrong because house prices only go up, and they've gone up for 12 straight years. And obviously on the way up, the ones that bought early did the best, right? Okay, now if you're buying now, be very careful, because what's happening? We're starting to go down. Okay, so you wanted to get in early. You wanted to get in back here in 2012, but now we hit the top. We plateaued for the last couple of years, kind of been flatlining to sideways, but now there's an advantage to the first person that gets out. It's called the early mover advantage, right? The first mover advantage, if you will. If you get out up here like Billy Bob did, he has the first mover advantage. He goes, oh, not for me anymore. I'm going to go sit on the beach in Mexico, wait for this all to play out. I'm going to pull out all my equity. You know, Billy Bob bought at a low price and he sold at a high price, and he's pretty well set for a while right now. He's just taking a vacation. Okay, now he's waiting though. He's waiting for it to play out. And it could take, 3, 4, 5 years to play out. It doesn't happen overnight. Now, I think it's going to start in July because, well, actually, they pushed that out to August, by the way. The National Association of Realtors, that decision doesn't go into effect in July. It goes into effect August now. They're delaying it. I'm not sure why. Maybe the judge doesn't want to sign off on everything. I'm not sure why they pushed it out another month, but it's pushed out. Okay, so maybe we don't start to drop till August now, but the drop is coming, and you're like the roller coaster ride, right? Now you're up here, but now you can see what's down below. Now the first one that gets out, he's a successful one. He's the winner. Billy Bob wins, right? Okay, that makes sense, right? That's the early mover advantage. You see, home prices, they're determined based on margin. The margin, it's called being sold on the margin. The first one makes it out up here. The next one makes it out up here. The next one makes it out up here. As the roller coaster continues to go down, what does it do to your house price? Well, your house price is going down right with the roller coaster. But Mike, my house is still worth what it is up here. Maybe it is to you, but I'm telling you, the market's going to tell you it's down here. And you're not going to be able to refinance it because you just lost all this equity, right? You just lost a bunch of equity, so you don't have the equity. And here's the problem. The problem is a lot of jobs. What happens when you lose a job? Lose a job, a lot of people have to sell, right? It's not going to take much to light the fire on this dumpster fire we got in the housing market. It's not going to take much to light that fire. Job losses will probably do it. Now, who's getting hurt the most? Well, it's the person that's not prepared. That's why I'm telling you on this channel, maybe you should do a little thinking. Maybe you should do a little preparation. Maybe you should buy some gold and silver. Maybe you should buy some other assets besides the housing asset, which is about ready to topple over. That's just my take. You do what you want to do. You got to be you. I got to be me. But when people come and tell me that I got everything wrong because it hasn't happened yet, look, I only get to be right once, right? And that's when this thing's going to free fall. And what we'll talk about on this channel then will be the opportunities. The opportunities are coming. They're not here yet. I agree with that. I wouldn't go go out and buy right now, and I'm a real estate broker. Now, maybe I should be like all the other brokers, like Barbara Cochran. It's a great time to buy no matter what, because she's got her whole life savings into this. When this comes crashing down, maybe she goes bankrupt. I don't know how leveraged she is, but it's possible. A lot of people in the real estate industry are going to be declaring bankruptcy when this starts to go down, and it will start to go down. Now, who's getting hurt right now? Job losses. Okay, who is that? Well, it's the middle class, right? Middle class is getting hurt because they're not prepared. Okay, well, how else are they getting hurt? They're getting hurt with inflation. Who else does inflation hurt? Inflation's running a lot higher than they're telling you. I'm telling you, the numbers they're making up out there, it even cracks me up, right? I don't know. I find this stuff funny. I love talking about this stuff. I don't do this channel to make money. People think I'm getting rich based on this channel. Look at my YouTube views. Does it look like I'm getting rich? No. YouTube hates me. They don't want me telling you this stuff. They want me to go mainstream media. Everything's great. Bidenomics is working. Get out there, buy a house. Never been a better time to buy. But this channel's not about that. This channel's about reality. And a lot of people, I get that. A lot of people can't handle reality. I used to have a lot of friends. I don't have many anymore because I talk about this stuff. They don't want to hear about this stuff. Why? Because they're mortgaged to their eyeballs. They got a first loan. They got a second loan. They got a HELOC, and it's all on their house. And their house is their whole retirement plan. And the retirement plan is in trouble right now. Why is that? Well, retirement plans are in trouble because of the pension system. See, pensions are just like banks. Like maybe you get in the pension right now. Maybe you get a payout from the pension for your retirement. Those might go away because they're underfunded. They're way underwater. They're just like the banking system. They don't have the money to pay everybody anymore. The pensions are in trouble. The retirement plans are in trouble. Look at most of the boomers, their retirement is in the house, and they got to get that out. When they start seeing that roller coaster start to come into the downside, they're going to want to be the first one out. It's called the first mover advantage. They want to get out before their neighbor gets out. Billy Bob got out before them. They want to get out here, and then the neighbor can go. Look at first one out. They get out successfully. Maybe they make a little money. Maybe they save their equity. That's how it works. It's just not sold on the margin. People don't understand that things are sold on the margin in real estate. Most people don't have a clue what's going to happen to them right now. Most people don't have a clue what the economy's really like. They listen to the mainstream media. They'll tell you everything's great. They'll tell you the banks are safe. Tall Mike will tell you no bank out there is safe. They're all insolvent. Any one of them can have a bank run this weekend. They always close the banks on the weekend. You ever notice that? But let's get back to this inflation problem. Who does that hurt? Does it hurt the rich people? No. Why? Because the rich people have the assets. They have the gold and silver. They have the things that go up. They have the wheat, corn, soybeans. They have assets. They have commodities. They have the art paintings that go up with inflation. Inflation doesn't hurt the rich. They're insulated from it. Who does it hurt? It hurts the middle class. Middle class doesn't own gold and silver. They just don't. They don't believe in it. And that's okay. That's their take. I'm just telling you, you might want to prepare a little bit. You do what you want to do. I'm preparing a little bit. I buy the metals, and I pray that I don't ever need to use those. I pray that that's just an investment, but sometime this could go Mad Max at any point, and then it gets a little bit scary, and then the people that aren't prepared, they're going to go, oh man, I should have listened to Tall Mike. But Tall Mike, I tried. What else could I do? How else can I help you? I don't know. I'm just giving you my point of view, what I see coming. I think a fifth grader could see this coming, but the inflation, it's really sad. It's really sad. It really hurts the poor people the most, right? They don't have anything. Now they're having trouble eating. They're having trouble putting gas in their car, going to work, and they're sure having trouble paying rent. So what are you seeing? You're seeing the increase in the homelessness. Homeless people everywhere used to be confined, right? Just a little corner of the city. Now I can go anywhere in my city and I can see them. Look at the homeless camps. They're growing really fast, quicker than the debt. And that's not much that grows quicker than the debt, but the homeless camps expanding everywhere because the poor, poor. The poor people are getting hurt. The rich people, they're insulated from it. Even the rich, the tall and mighty, they will fall, and this stock market could come down 50% overnight. It could happen, going to happen at some point. Nobody knows exactly when, but you want to be a little prepared. That's all I'm doing is warning you. You live your life your way. I'll live my life my way. My way is to buy metals and pray. Pray it doesn't happen. Pray that I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't want to be right. Anyways, I hope I didn't bum anybody out today. Get out there, everybody. Have a great day. But first, punch that subscribe button. Why not? I want to talk to you later in the week. Bye-bye now.